Welcome back to the Weekend Roundup, everybody. Happy Sunday. Great to see your cute little faces. Maddie, how are you doing?
Absolutely amazing.
Good?
Absolutely amazing today. And I am so excited for this episode.
I know.
A nice little advice episode.
It's the advice questions. I know. These are kind of my low-key favorite episodes because we get to talk with everybody. I like to give my opinions on things that have no business. I'm
not qualified for.
Yeah, no.
But I just like hearing what's going on
with the girls and the gays and the guys.
And I want to know what's going on with you. We talk about ourselves too much.
Yeah,
you know?
we do. And that's a great transition into me saying I have nothing to update this week. So
I'm going to put my updates on pause.
Yeah, let's put it on pause and focus on you today.
This episode's all about you. We have updates, don't we?
We have a couple updates. So before we start, I will say that if you are new here from last week's episode, welcome to the Weekend Roundup. We do our question form, which you can find in the link of whatever you're listening to this on. And there you can submit questions that you want advice on, feedback on the podcast, things you want us to see or see us talk about, I mean. So yeah, that'll be in there. It's all anonymous, or you can DM us if you don't care about your name being involved.
Being out there.
Yeah. So that's what that is. And we're just going to go right into the questions today because we're
updates.
Boring enough. We talk about ourselves too much.
Let's do the updates. Let's do hey, it's the girl whose BF is a pilot again.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a quick rundown of what that situation was?
Yeah. So this girl basically talked to us about, I can't remember what episode this was in, but she messaged us.
This was like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. She messaged us and said that her boyfriend was moving because he was a pilot and she has no idea where he's moving to, and like if he moves in the middle of nowhere, she's like, well, I'm gonna be alone all the time because he's a pilot, he's flying. I'm gonna be alone in like this small ass town because she didn't know where he was being based out of. And she was like, but if I stay here, like I'll be so anxious. Like she doesn't like sleeping alone. Like I think I got that from like her message.
Totally fair. I understand everything she was saying. And what did we say? We said
don't go.
Don't do it. Bold advice, but I feel like what she said adds some more context.
What you said was good because you were like, well, if you're going to be alone 90% of the time, why don't you just stay in Halifax?
Exactly.
You know? So this is what she said to us. Hey, it's the girl whose BF is a pilot again. When I see those messages like hey, it's me again, I'm like, girl, thank you so much for coming back. I've been thinking about you.
You care that much?
I really, when I can't sleep at night, I think about the people whose questions we answered. I'm like, I hope it helped or made it worse.
I'm like, what happened? Are you okay?
Since I wrote that, we decided to do long distance for 3 years while I'm doing my master's in Nova Scotia. This sounds like it'll suck, but he will be just in New Brunswick for a year of that and still working somewhere random afterwards. So technically the last 2 years, he could potentially keep flying to Nova Scotia. We never thought about him just flying to our real home after landing in the home base where he'd be based out of. And I mentioned that to him and he thinks it's a smart idea.
We love a smart man.
Snaps. That one's out for Maddie because you were the one who kind of came up with that.
Thank you.
The reason he thinks I wouldn't last being lonely is more so due to my anxiety. But if we had the chance to be based out of a cool place, I'd be down to try at least. I can also work anywhere in Canada. Thank you for your advice. It's always good to hear different opinions and ideas. I think I figured it out and have more peace with the situation.
Cheers to that. I'd love to hear that.
That just makes me so happy.
Girl with a pilot boyfriend. I hope you guys have a long,
loving relationship. I hope you have crazy air miles. I hope you fly to all the coolest places in the world with your man.
Mile High Club.
Best wishes. Lots of love.
Love that for you. And then we had another update. This one wasn't really an update, but we were talking about people who went from having a hookup situation with someone into dating them. And we were like, is anybody out there?
Hook up into situationship.
Is anybody out there?
Situationship, or no, hook up into situationship into relationship. And that's when we put out a casting call.
And we said, is that even a pipeline that exists?
Is there anyone out there who hears our cry?
And this person is here to say, it does exist. The transition from hooking up / being casual to a relationship happened to me. And it's a roller coaster. We know.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah,
I'm a survivor.
We're like, fair enough. Started hooking up with my current boyfriend in early 2019. Took a break for a year since I got into another relationship. Reconnected in June 2020, where we were on off until the end of 2020. Although we have been together for a little over a year now, I definitely resonated with you guys when you spoke about boundaries. I'm glad. If you find yourself in the situation, set boundaries as it will save you from getting hurt in the chance that you don't enter an exclusive serious relationship. I love that you guys brought this up hard. We love that you messaged us about it. And I think we should echo set boundaries. That was like a main point from that episode, but I think it's like really important.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries are important.
Boundaries are important.
Boundaries are important. And we've talked about it a lot, so I'm not going to say too much, but take it from this person if you don't want to take it from us.
I think, too, you need to realize what you want long term before you set your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I know that's obvious, but I'm going to say it again.
Is it, though?
Is it?
Because boundaries aren't even obvious.
Here's a boundary. If you want to become serious with somebody, set it for yourself. Don't like say it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Set it for yourself. Only see them in the daytime for like 2 weeks.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Just a little
It
rule.
works every single time.
Just a little rule.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of love that.
It works if they'll meet you. If they don't meet
And
you,
you know
then
what?
it's not worth it. You should just
If they don't
dip.
meet you, that's the thing. And I feel like that's the thing too. No, not me about to bring in my personal business right now. When I said this episode was all about everyone.
No, it actually is it's relevant.
Relevant,
so I think you
right?
should. We lied. We're narcissists.
I will talk about myself.
We're obsessed with ourselves.
I didn't want to bring this up because we're going to do a whole episode on this at some point soon. But I'm talking to this person and they say, oh, person from my past. He's like, oh, I want to get to know you again. Like, I don't want to pick this up where we left off. I want to do the most. I want to get to know you, start a whole new thing.
He's the one who's very adamant about that.
That's what I thought too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, you know what? That's totally fair. Yeah, we should get to know each other again. I agree. That would be like, we're different people. It's been a long time. So weird that you're just not texting me now, though.
Mm-hmm.
So weird that you're just not like hanging out. And whenever I say, hey, let's hang out, you don't answer for the whole day. So it's like, that's kind of all talk.
It's empty words.
It's empty
and
words.
I know you're listening.
And no action. And that's the thing. And it's like, that sucks, you know?
There's another boundary.
And that's what I was about to say. Obviously, I need to set some boundaries here. And my boundary is now giving the energy that is given to me. Like, I'm going to start putting in the effort that I'm receiving. And all the effort, all the love that I've been giving, that's going to myself now.
Here we go.
I'm like, sorry, guys.
It's Sunday. Maddie had a hard week.
Sorry, guys. But I definitely agree. And setting boundaries is super important.
But, okay, before we move on really quick.
Yeah, because we do need to talk about this. We haven't really.
We will have a whole episode about it, so don't worry. But we just need to work out the logistics. And then we will talk about it.
I shouldn't be talking about it.
Right now, actually.
That's why we said we were going to
We actually said we were not talking
about it.
Remember
when I said
today?
I'm going to put it on pause? I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Just in a more generalized sense.
Yeah. We'll generalize it.
Be aware that words really don't mean anything unless there's action behind them. I'm hitting all the wires here. And I know, again, that is really obvious, and I'm just saying obvious things.
Is it obvious?
Is it obvious?
No, because I believed him. I said, yeah, that makes so much sense. But it's like, not really.
You can't just like take
it
the things that they say at face value.
Yeah. You can't take any words from anyone ever.
Never.
By themselves.
No. There needs to be action. So, I mean, that was a little bit of a personalized message, but I mean, take what resonates and leave the rest.
Take what resonates and leave the rest. But setting boundaries is definitely important, and we're definitely going to touch on that more. That's a little bit of a theme season.
We're definitely going to touch on whatever that was more too.
Whatever that little moment was.
We'll unpack.
Talk to you in 2 weeks. Yeah, so those were the only real updates. There was a little bit of a horror story someone sent in.
I would love to read the
I
horror
think it's fun.
Can I read it off your phone? I don't want to pull it up on mine.
I think it's fun. I don't think they're asking for any advice or anything, but
no,
it's
they're
always
not.
fun to share. It's always fun to share.
They just wanted us to know this, and it's honestly really funny.
I love that people just want us to know like their horror stories. It does make me feel better.
It makes me feel like you guys actually like us.
Not even that. Like, it makes me feel like, oh, I'm not the weird one.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
I just get excited like if somebody ever DMs us and they're like, this is so funny. I'm like, you think it's funny?
No. Shout out to my queen who DM'd us being like, or DM me being like, oh my gosh, I listen and I literally talk back to you guys like we're besties.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cry.
Highest compliment. Somebody
literally
else told us
ultimate
that
compliment.
they listen to us at the gym. I was like, you listen to me at the gym. You listen to this voice that you're listening right now in your headphones at the gym? The
I'm
worst
like,
combo. Worst combo.
If that can make it easier for you.
If you're at the gym right now, though, keep going, girl.
We're like, for everyone listening at the gym,
keep grinding.
Keep strutting on the treadmill.
All right, here's the horror story. My horror story. Woke up next to my situationship one morning and decided I had the ick. So I walked him home and ended things.
Can we just talk about that for a second?
A businesswoman. Like, matter of fact.
She said,
not today.
No.
That's so funny when you just decide on something and it just needs to go.
It's so quick.
You know what? I did this the other day with my mirror. Let me just really quickly talk about this. I have this gorgeous, tall, wooden mirror that I've had forever. I think I bought it. Like it was like my first. Yeah, gorgeous mirror.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I bought with my paycheck when I was 16 and I worked at Shoppers Drug Mart. Went to Walmart and got me that mirror. It's like $106.
A big purchase.
Big purchase for me at the time. Anyway, the other day I'm in my room and I spent all this money getting it like installed onto my wall because it's so heavy. I like bought all these nails. This like dad was helping me in Walmart pick out the right things and I measured it and whatever. This was probably like 6 months ago that I hung it. 2 weeks ago in my room, it randomly falls off the hook and like falls on the ground. It didn't shatter at all. There was nothing wrong with it.
Not the Walmart dad though, like.
He was so nice.
Being so sweet and then just probably like being heartbroken if he found that out.
Yeah, I know.
That's depressing.
It worked for 6 months though.
Yeah.
And it fell off the wall, fell onto the ground, did not shatter, but immediately it gave me the ick. I was like, it needs to go.
That's fair.
It gave me the fact that it fell off gave me the ick. And I sold it in 20 minutes, drove it to some Dow girl's house, dropped it off on her front door.
Enjoy the mirror.
Bye. Never bought another one.
But I feel like that's such a thing. Like once you realize something, you just have to get rid of it.
I think it's also because I was watching Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life. Today we're really just talking. I was watching a Year in the Life, the Gilmore Girls, because I mean everyone knows I went through my whole Gilmore Girls phase in the fall.
Everyone does know.
Everyone knows.
You were loving it.
I was in it, and I was watching A Year in the Life. I didn't finish it. Don't spoil it. Although I do know what happens. And Emily is throwing out all the things in the house and she's like, it doesn't give me joy. My shoes don't give me joy. My chairs don't give me joy. And as soon as that fell, I was like, it doesn't give me joy. It doesn't give me joy. So I sold it.
And it's the same.
What was the question?
It's
the horror story.
It's the same with situationships. As soon as you realize it's not giving you joy, it's got to go.
Yeah. Let me start over. My horror story.
We're only one line in.
Yeah. Woke up next to my situationship one morning and decided I had the ick, so I walked him home and ended things. That's where we started off. I called her a businesswoman because she was like, oh, okay, this is immediately over. Yeah. Completely forgetting that it was his birthday that day.
Okay.
My forgetful brain also forgot. Girl, do some brain exercises.
But girl, as soon as you decide.
Play Wordle.
As
sharpen
soon as you
it.
decide. It's got to go. Like, it doesn't matter
done.
if it's his birthday, to be honest. Here's the thing, too, about breakups. I know we're not even through the horror story. There's never a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Even, like, I know this is like a situationship, whatever. There's never a good time to hurt someone's feelings. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. You'll put it off for so long because you're like, oh, the timing's off. Like, it's his birthday. Oh, it's exams. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that.
We had a good night last night. We have a date next week.
There's always something. So, like, Valentine's Day is always around the corner, even though it just passed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, as soon as it stops giving you joy, make the call.
And don't feel bad about it. My forgetful brain also forgot that I had agreed to host his birthday party at my house. So hours after I dumped him on his birthday, he showed up with all of his friends to my house for a party.
Bold.
At the end of the night, he refused to leave my house. I was really drunk, so I said, fine, you stay, I'll leave.
Another business decision.
Yeah, really funny. My friend and I left and had nowhere to go, so we broke into the mall, which I mean, obvious next steps.
No, this story gets really crazy.
So we broke into the mall downtown and slept in the entrance of Nordstrom. This makes me think that this is not from Halifax.
No, I don't think it is.
When we woke up, a nice woman thought we were homeless and bought us pancakes. Finally, we went back at like 7 a.m. and I will never forget him standing in my living room looking well rested after spending the night all comfy in my bed as I slept on the floor of the fucking mall. His last words to me were, I'm going home and I'm taking the fish with me. We shared a fish named Protein Powder.
There's 2 red flags here about this specific guy. One is the fish named Protein Powder.
Mm-hmm.
2 is
that he still showed up for his birthday party?
Yeah, I guess there's like multiple. There's more than 2. The fact that he just slept in your bed without you being there, like not even really being concerned about where you were going. Like, I know everyone was drunk, but like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously just not he's kind of trash.
I
can't get over the pancakes, the mall.
The mall.
How'd you break into the mall?
How'd you break into the mall?
Like, that's what I want.
Do you guys not have, like, your friend was with you? Like, did she not have an apartment? Did you guys?
Maybe they work at the mall.
Maybe they work at the mall. They work at Claire's.
So
they slept.
They work at Nordstrom.
Yeah.
They work at the pancake shop.
Yeah. I feel like it had to be McDonald's pancakes.
Yeah.
If it was this early in the morning.
But where are they?
I don't know. It sounds like they're in Toronto or something. Like,
it sounds like
downtown.
I'm like Nordstrom. Definitely not Hallie.
Is it Nordstorm or Nordstrom?
Nordstrom? I don't know.
I think it's Nordstrom.
Nordstrom.
But thank you so much for sharing
this
this story with me, because this really took me for a loop. Like, I broke into the fucking mall and slept on the floor of Nordstrom.
I didn't see that coming.
I think that we're missing a huge chunk of your night. And if you're listening, and I know you are, I want you to let us know what happened between you leaving your house and ending up sleeping on the floor of Nordstrom, please. Because I think that there's some important information in there that we didn't get.
I am curious about it. I'm really curious about it.
Either way, thank you.
Either way, that's a crazy story. And I'm really happy that you sent it. And that is a horror story. And I hope you don't talk to that guy anymore.
Yeah, I wonder how protein powder's doing.
Yeah. Do you think he killed the fish? Like, by accident?
I mean, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Too.
Been there.
Have you ever had a fish?
Too many. I've had a lot of fish. I'm really bad at keeping them alive. Once I had a fish, and then I accidentally killed it the day after I got it.
Oh.
My parents bought me a new fish, didn't tell me, and then I killed that fish too, thinking it was the original fish. And then it wasn't. And then, so I killed 2 fish, and they were like, wow, girl can't keep anything alive.
It's giving Jeffrey Dahmer.
Pets. That's why I don't have pets.
You've cried.
I have my plant. And I'm good at keeping my plant alive. My plant thriving right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I
follow
think
Clyde on Instagram.
Clyde the Monstera.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like a personal thing, you know? It's just like my passion project.
You're quiet about it.
It's like my passion project, you know? Like, I just like to live my life, water my plant.
Trim Clyde.
You know, here's a fun plant corner with Maddie, just real quick. Did you know you're supposed to water your plants in the shower so it feels like rain, so it makes them happier?
I did not know that.
Isn't that just the cutest thing ever, though? Like, when I found that out, that's when I started caring about my plant more. Like, I put it in the shower, and I just looked at it in the shower, and I was like...
He's so happy in there. Oh, sorry, they're so happy. Clyde's a they, them.
Yeah. Well, most plants have female and male genitalia, so... or, like, sexual...
Makeup.
I don't really know the science behind it, but I know
we're not STEM kids.
Yeah.
We study P-fucking-R, so obviously.
So my plant does have an Instagram.
Yeah, obviously.
That's the thing.
Please read this response that we got in the forum.
No, this one,
mm-hmm.
I've been dying to read.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. The reason I'm excited about it is because this is from a man asking for advice about a girl, which... we rarely get, I feel like. So I'm just excited. I feel like for the Love of Straight Men episode really is coming through here.
We have been giving the straight men a lot more love as requested.
And you know what? They're feeling it.
Yep.
They're feeling the love. Okay. I went out with some friends a couple of weeks ago, and one of my buddies invited 2 of his girlfriends to come out with us. I love the setup. This is like so university. Like, this is how you meet anyone in university, you know? I hadn't met either of them before, and I'm generally a pretty shy, reserved guy, so I didn't talk much at first. Fair. Like, same, honestly. One of them was single, and I really feel like the vibe was good. She's super funny, pretty, easy to talk to.
Aww.
So cute. Like, isn't that just so cute that he's, like, describing her like that?
The bar's on the floor.
I'm like, he's a king! But he is asking. I think it's cute that he's asking. He cares. Yeah. I'm just not really sure what to do now, but I would like to spend some more time with her to see if there really was a connection, or if that was just the rum and cokes giving me some false bravado.
What a little
Hilarious.
dork.
I've been out of the dating game for about a year now after a weird and nasty breakup, so I'm pretty rusty. Any advice? Do I ask for her number from my friend, or is that weird? Do I DM her on Instagram, or do I just wait for another time that we're around each other? I know. I thought about this a lot this morning because I was like, what would I do? If I was the girl, what would I want him to do?
I'm trying to think of that too.
This is what I came up with.
Okay.
Do Do I wait for another time that we're around each other? I say no, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
unless you talk to your friend and are like, can we like...
Yeah, like you set it up. So that could be an option.
Yeah, that's
option
an option.
A, talk to your friend, set it up that you guys just hang again. You don't have to do anything other
Group
than
setting.
That. Group setting.
Have like some drinks.
Have some drinks. Try to pay attention to her. See what happens.
From there, I think you could get like the number.
From there, I think you could get the number. Otherwise, if you don't do that, I don't think you should just straight up ask for the number.
No, I don't either.
I think you should slide up on a story. Mm-hmm. I don't think you should just cold DM, but I think you should slide up on a story and maybe be like...
If you don't already follow her, you should follow her.
Follow her, definitely. I'm assuming you're already following each other. But...
Idiot. If you're not already,
I'm
then
like,
you need to.
if you didn't follow her that night...
You're 10 steps behind.
You're 10 steps behind. You do have to...
No,
what's your opinion on that? When you meet someone new for the first time, when do they follow you? I think they have to follow you that night when they're home. Or like the next morning.
The next day.
Like if it's not within 24 hours though, I just think they're not interested.
Yeah.
If you're interested in someone.
Yeah, I think, but then people get in their heads and they're like, I can't follow them this fast. You know what I mean?
I don't know what the whole 3-day rule is. I work in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. I take my life 24 hours at a time.
The news cycle is constantly evolving, guys. We do not have time.
You could miss your chance.
You can miss your chance. We don't have time to wait 3 days. Like, I think that's such a dumb rule. I feel like it's the opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
Be quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I never thought that hard about it, but I think within a day, yeah. I think that's always like, oh my God, they like looked me up.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
They thought I was cute.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, I think it's like flirty to do that.
Okay, yeah.
So if you haven't done that, I'm just kidding.
She's probably already moved on, buddy.
No, you're probably fine. I think the move is to ask your friend to have you all hang out again or potentially slide up on her story. I wouldn't do both. And slide up on her story not being like, oh, you look so good, but like comment on something funny or something.
She posts something funny, like say something that's not too,
say something
like,
substantial.
Hey, what's up? You look hot. You know,
you
have some personality.
Yeah, like if she posts a song, maybe be like, oh, I love this song. Or like,
have you heard this one by them?
Have you heard this one? Or like if you notice something like in the background of a picture she posted or something, be like, no way. Is this at this restaurant? Like I've been there or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know?
She is not so like active on social media. What's the next move?
She's not active on social media. Good point.
She's not like posting stories all the time like us, social media fiends. Mm-hmm. She's actually cool.
I think the move is to ask the friend though. Like to be honest, I do think that is number one. If you're not cool enough with your friend to be open about it, I think you should just do it.
Yeah,
just
maybe
be like, yo, she's cute. Let's hang out with her again.
Talk with your friend. Be like, what was the vibes like with her? Like maybe we could all hang out again. I think it was a good like dynamic, like that group, and maybe say something like, I'm thinking about having some casual drinks here if they want to come.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of fun. Great Gatsby it.
Yeah.
Throw a party.
Yeah. Great Gatsby it.
Great Gatsby it. Throw a little party and see if she comes, like shows up.
Yeah. And maybe not like necessarily ask, like be like, I want Sarah to come. Like just be like, oh, I'm having casual drinks. Like how about you should invite those girls that were there the other night. And then
like invite that group. Like that was a good group. We should think of someone else.
And then when she's there, put the moves to her and
sit next to her
on
the couch,
talk with her, and then eventually I bet that things will get moving. And
especially if the vibes are
you'll
good.
find a natural way to ask for the number and everything. Don't you dare ask for her Snapchat. I'm sick and tired of saying this.
Don't do that.
I'm sick and tired of it.
I think he knows that though because he didn't bring up Snapchat.
I know.
I said,
this is for everyone else though.
He's ours. He's one of ours.
This man is not going to be asking for Snapchat, but you, if you're listening, I don't want to hear it from any of you.
No, that's fair.
Enough. Cut it out.
Our
Knock it off.
sweet king. I hope everything goes well.
Hope it works out. Please let us know if it works.
Please let us know.
I
would love to hear. And also just like if you need any next steps after
let us know. Put it in the forum or you can DM us.
Honestly DM us. We're faster.
Yeah, we're faster in the DMs and we would never tell anybody who DMs us. Yeah. It's all good. We have ethics here at the Weekend Roundup.
We're a very ethical podcast. Or we try to be. Okay. Now... Next question? Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I know the one I want to read. Can I see it?
Yeah. Is it I think I know which one it is.
One of my best friends was dating this guy for about 3 years. Period.
Got it.
We all started hooking up together.
Period.
Okay. We all started hooking up together, and it went on for 2 years. So they were having threesomes for 2 years. And this is her best friend and her boyfriend, her best friend's boyfriend.
So her best friend and the boyfriend
are dating. But they fuck the friend. Together. I don't think it's a polyamorous relationship.
I don't think so either.
Okay. This went on for about 2 years, and they have since broken up. Now he's asking me to hang out again. Just me and him. Okay. She's with someone new. Would it be horrible of me to start hooking up with him again? Is that breaking girl code? Quick asterisks on girl code. We're doing a whole episode on girl code, so we're going to ignore that part of the question. And this question will be revisited in that episode.
Yeah, fair.
But we're going to address the first part of your question.
Address it all.
Okay, so your best friend had a boyfriend, and then you were sleeping with them for 2 years, and they have now broken up, and now he's asking you to hang out, and you want to know if that is something you can do. And the best friend is with someone new.
Talk to the best friend about it.
Yeah.
Like, immediately I would probably say no, and I think that's probably what your best friend is going to say, because her and the guy have a 5-year
emotional relationship.
So even though you guys were all hooking up together, like, it could still hurt her feelings and, like, emotionally. So, like, take an emotional toll. So I feel like definitely ask. And you know what? That's my advice for literally any situation ever.
Communicate.
Literally just say, you know, he asked me to hang out. I know this might be a little awkward. He asked me to hang out. I'm kind of looking like I kind of want to. You have to be completely honest. Like, you have to be like, oh, like, I'm looking at it as only a sexual thing, or, oh, I'm looking at it as I might have feelings for him, or, you know, you have to be totally honest about it.
And upfront, because that's the only way things like this work, like threesomes, polyamorous relationships, swinging, anything of that caliber. There needs to be so much communication, and because consent is also a massive part of it. Like, you need to be constantly communicating with the people that you're sleeping with about, like, you know, what's going on in those dynamics. But here's my opinion. Because, I mean, personally, like, I've never been in a relationship where me and my partner are, like, sleeping with a friend of mine or anything like that. But if I were in that position, I would say you were sleeping with them under her permission in the confines of that relationship. Like, you know, she allowed you to come in and he allowed you to come in to that, you know, sexual part of their relationship.
You were the third.
But you were not, and I don't know all these details, but from what I've read, you were not brought in emotionally, and you were not brought in to that relationship. So I really think that your quote unquote like pass with this guy only applied when he was in the relationship with your friend. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you don't sleep with your friend's boyfriends. Yeah. But if you are asked to join and that's what you want to do, like, if you're asked to come in, then they have obviously agreed and feel comfortable bringing you in.
Yeah.
But now that they've broken up, like, I think that he still falls under the reign of ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, no.
Even if you were fucking for 2 years.
I agree.
I still think that he falls under the realm of ex-boyfriend.
And this is your best friend, you said. Like, do you really want to... Like, what do
you want from this?
Yeah, like, what do you want? What are you really gaining other than sex from a guy that you've had sex with before? You know?
So I'm going to go, like, my opinion is no. I don't think you should see him. I don't think that you should sleep with him. I don't think you should
either. But if you really want to, I would talk about it.
If you really want to, like, if you're like, oh, that was such a good fuck, like, I just really want to, you know, like, sleep with him a couple times and whatever, you know, then... But talk to your friend.
You have to weigh too, like, is sleeping with this guy worth even bringing it up to your friend who might get really upset about it?
That you're even considering it in the first place?
Like, what are you sacrificing? I think you need to do a little bit of like I don't know, what's the word? Like reflection on it. Like,
why do you want to go?
Why do you want to do it? Is it worth it? Weigh the pros and cons before you do anything.
Yeah.
Because what if it is an emotional thing and we just don't know?
Here's another thing. If you are listening right now and you're thinking about doing something like that with your partner, like having this is not about polyamorous because that's different, but if you're thinking about like bringing in a third, like sexually, like you want to have a one-time threesome or you want to start, swinging or whatever it may be, I think you need to set ground rules before.
Boundaries, maybe even?
Boundaries.
Not us bringing it up again.
So here's my record, all you freaky fucks out there. If you want to bring in a third one, don't make it your best friend.
Yeah, I think that's messy.
3 messed up,
that's
number 1.
Really messy.
I understand the appeal. You're comfortable.
I get it too. It's like you're not stressing. It's like funny.
Your friends are hot.
Yeah.
Like you're comfortable, whatever. Well, at least in her mind, she was like, well, it's not like she's going to try to like do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
so I think that's
part of it.
That's a problem because she trusted you to bring you into that environment. But ground rules, I think you should say right off the bat, like before you even get into this, like I don't want you sleeping with you and I don't want you touching and I don't want this and that. Yeah. And then also say, if me and X were going to break up, you cannot sleep with them. You cannot go on dates with them. Say that. Like, say the things that to you think obvious. Yeah. If you think that's obvious, never ever assume that what you think is obvious is what other people think is obvious too.
Yeah, because it's never obvious.
So set the boundaries beforehand so we don't have this situation. But for you, I would say, like Maddie said, consider why you want to do it. And if you really want to do it, this is something you want to do, you need to talk to your friend first. Don't go behind her back.
Never go behind someone's back. Honestly, going behind someone's back, huge waste of your energy, because not even talking about how that can affect them emotionally, just on you for a second. Like,
sorry,
just throw my phone at me.
Yeah.
It's just emotionally
you were talking too
draining. Much. It's emotionally draining. Like, to have to like go behind someone's back and like,
you don't want to carry that.
Like
that's heavy.
That's really heavy. Like, are you trying to carry that? Kind of seems like a waste of your energy. Like, I know you can sleep with someone else. You don't need to keep going back to this one guy.
That's the thing.
It's just kind of like, it's totally up to you, but definitely think about it first. And I think you obviously are thinking about it if you're asking this question, so that's a start.
Yeah. This is not meant for us to like shame your sexual, like what you want to do. I just think you can you can fuck someone else if you really want to. If you're that's what it is. You just want to get laid. You can definitely fuck someone else and talk to your friend.
Next question, I think, is super relatable. Not about dating, which is refreshing. Refreshing. Okay.
The next two are not about dating.
Yeah, which is nice. And this one also is super accurate to my life right now. So it's resonating hard.
It's going to resonate for all of you as well.
It's resonating hard because I got that notification today, that screen time notification.
I don't want to talk about mine.
It increased 27%.
I just want to talk about my screen time. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about my screen time really quick. My screen time is so, I'm not going to say it because it's embarrassing, but imagine it, because I work with the podcast, which is almost completely online.
Yeah.
My job is a social media manager for my part-time job.
I do give us like a little bit.
7.
That's
you think mine is 7? You think mine is 7 hours?
Mine's 4 this week.
Mine's 5 this week. That's pretty good. I had a lot of homework, so that's probably why. I can't see what my most was, but there has been times like when I'm working and school and podcasts where I get notifications that says my screen time has been like 16 hours.
No, when I'm doing social media, like if I'm on social media duty, like social media management for any kind of like company or something, it's bad.
Does your screen time count like your laptop too? Like your iCloud?
No,
so they're separate?
I think so.
I wonder if I added up my screen time from my laptop, my 2 laptops, and my phone, and my work phone.
Bad.
Like how much it would be 4 devices in one day.
Not good. This person said,
sorry, yeah.
I feel like social media is taking over my life. Shout out to that 9-hour screen time this week. LMAO.
This is a safe space to talk about
9 hours. That's fair. Not me saying you had 9 hours too.
No, mine's slow today.
Yeah. I like talking to my friends and staying in touch with people. Same. But I know I'm addicted to my phone and something's got to give. I feel like a break is necessary, but at the same time, I don't want to miss out or lose touch with people. Even taking a break from TikTok for a few weeks had me out of the loop. LOL. Any advice? I have absolutely the best advice.
See, now I'm looking at my screen time notifications, and the 5 hours is just today.
Not you stressing out.
No, the 5 hours is today. How many times did I pick up my phone today? 81 times.
Stop.
1:30.
Should I check mine?
Yeah. And the 5 hours and 30 minutes is just today, because today's Sunday, so it restarted my week. I don't know what it was this week, but I know it was bad.
Where's it?
It's definitely more than 7 hours, Mark. I know.
Okay. Okay, my screen time today has been 2 hours, and I picked up my phone 106 times. But
I keep dropping it, so maybe that's why.
I'm like, I don't want to blame Lauren for my screen time right now, but you all saw what happened earlier in this episode, okay? No, I have some good advice for this, and this dramatically changed my screen time, but you do know my screen time.
Whoa, 1 second. Sorry. You can see how many notifications you got in a day? Today, I've gotten 142 messages.
Like texts.
Yes.
And that's on not opening them. You need to open those.
Okay, we can talk about this off camera, babe. Not now.
You need to open your texts. I'm just going to...
I'm unreachable.
Quick rant right now.
Oh my God.
And this is about Lauren, but I know a lot of people do this, and so it's directed at all of you.
No, a lot of people have this rant with me. I've had this talk a lot.
What is the kink with not opening your notifications? I do not understand how people see the little red dot with like 1,047 messages and just leave it. I am one of those people that answer my text. If I get a notification, I'll swipe down and quick reply.
Yeah, you do.
Like, I'm crazy like that, but I don't think that's crazy.
Two opposite ends of the spectrum for sure.
I'm
pretty good today. I only have 36 unopened.
That is pretty good. But
I think I have 12 unopened Snapchats because I don't go on Snapchat.
Not this like this poor person asking for advice on how to get off their phone and me being like, well, you need to answer your messages. Emails. You need to get on your phone. No, my advice.
You need to get on your phone, Lauren. I have all that screen time and no time to respond.
Nothing to show for
No time to respond to people.
Definitely turn your notifications for all your social media apps off. Turn it off. And then you're not checking because you got a notification. You're checking because you thought, oh, I want to check Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because tech companies, like, this is like not an unknown thing. I think there's a whole documentary about it. Tech companies like track your usage and like know what times you log in and stuff like that. So they'll send you notifications at certain times to get your attention so that you do waste your time on apps. Mm-hmm. So it's important to just kind of like, honestly, I think notifications, I don't like them. I think they're messed. Another really helpful tip for me, I deleted Snapchat, which I honestly check my phone way less than I did because Snapchat was one of those things like people would message me. Yeah, it's so instant. So I'd check it and then check all my other apps and then like
go back to Snapchat.
And then I'd get another snap and then I'd go back to Snapchat and it would just be like a cycle. So that really helped me. But also I understand how some people would feel like that would keep them out of the loop. So maybe like another app that you don't use that much. I know TikTok. I know you said taking a break from TikTok makes you feel out of the loop. And the thing is, it does with me too. But I feel like in this day and age, it's impossible to keep up with all the trends. Like, you're going to be out of the loop no matter what. Mm-hmm. So, whatever.
Here's what I did. In my second year of university, I had a crippling addiction to TikTok. And it like actually affected my life. Like I wasn't going to my morning classes because I was like watching TikToks in my dorm bed. Like it was really bad. This is when TikTok first came out. And I was like a baby with an iPad. Like I just couldn't look away. So what I started doing is what my roommate recommended to me, Gabby, who like is so good at managing her screen time, like in her social media usage. She's really good at it. What she told me to do is to lock my TikTok and my Instagram for the first like 45 minutes that I'm awake. And you can set that up on your phone, how to like lock apps so you can't click on them. And I always would feel like I feel like I was disappointing myself, or I felt like I was a failure if I was turning it off. Because you can turn it off. Like you can unlock it, go into your settings and do that.
You know that you unlocked it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like shameful.
Yeah. So I would do that, and then I honestly would kind of forget like getting ready and stuff. So you don't check it. That's another really, really, really good tip, is not going on your phone in the morning. And I know it's really hard, and I've done it sometimes whenever I do it, I'll do it for like 2 weeks. Like if I'm starting a new job, if I'm starting school, if it's like the new year, you know, like those fresh beginnings.
When you're like, I am not going on my phone.
Yeah.
This is it.
So I do that. What I'll do is I'll like scroll down, see the notifications, but not answer them. If you're struggling, I don't recommend doing that. It's not a joke how good it feels to not go on your phone in the morning. I know people, I don't go on my phone for the first 2 hours and I feel amazing and blah, blah. And it sounds like fake. Like it sounds like, you know what I mean? it feels amazing.
No, I'm
it feels
not
amazing.
gonna lie. Social media addiction, serious.
It's
issue,
a real thing,
especially among our age group. And
mindlessly scrolling for hours. You don't even want to be on it.
And it's one of those things too that's just brushed off as like, oh, they're just obsessed with their phone. Oh, they're just on their phone all the time. No, that's straight addiction. That's addiction. Like when you're with someone and they won't get off their phone, they're like just constantly scrolling. It's like, Here's a little twisted.
Here's the thing too about being out of the loop. I felt that way too. I'm really resonating with this because this is how I felt in second year with TikTok. It was so bad, and I was the same way. Like I felt like I was scared of being out of the loop because people are always making TikTok references and whatever. But honestly, after the first 2 days, you don't remember. Here's the thing: being in the loop doesn't matter to you as much as I think you think it does. Once you step out of the loop, I don't think you're gonna mind being out of it that much, if that makes sense.
To be honest, yeah, like especially with TikTok, I'll say, like I feel like TikTok references and stuff, it's like, do they really affect you that much? You know, like
you
it's
just
like
don't get that one joke.
You're just kind of missing out on a joke. If anything, it's like more FOMO.
Yeah.
Than like actually being out of the loop.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But like FOMO is just one of those things too. It's like there's no possible way on the planet for you to experience everything. So you just need to, log off TikTok and try to experience the things you can while you have the chance.
Yeah. I definitely recommend doing like the lock apps things. You can also set it so it's like I can only spend 2 hours on Instagram today. And then after you've hit your 2 hour time limit, they lock.
Maybe I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, I think I might too.
Let's all do it.
You've inspired us.
Let's all do it. I think we should. Like, I think I'm going to lock it for 2 hours. I'm going to say I can go on it for 2 hours a day.
I'm going to find a little tutorial and post it for everyone.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
So we can all do it together.
Okay, I'm excited. I think we should do that. New year, new us. New season, new us. Everyone's like, what? We like stop posting on the weekend roundup. Everyone's like, are you guys?
We never make another social post again.
It's just canceled. We're like, it's bad for us, guys.
Next question. Tips on how to deal with roommates that you don't get along with. This is a great question because I hate my roommates.
All of them.
No, I love my roommates. But I used to not get along with one of my roommates, and we've actually talked about it a lot, and she listens. So shout out. I won't say your name. But I had a roommate that it was an awkward situation. Like, I'll talk about it. When we decided to live together, we were really good friends. And then when the time came around and we moved in together, we were still really good friends. And we were good friends for the first part of it, living together. But here's the thing. Just because you like someone doesn't mean you can live together. Like, yeah, I didn't agree with like how she lived her life, I guess, like, and like how the rules that she had for her living space. She didn't agree with mine. Our lifestyles weren't matching up, I think, the way that we thought it was going to. Basically, like, it just didn't end up working, and it created the most tense environment. Like, nobody would ever go out in the living room. Everybody was just always in their rooms. Like, there was awkwardness. It was tense. There were short, like, quippy comments being thrown around, and then, like, shit was not getting done, like dishes not getting done, garbage not being brought out, it's not getting cleaned up after, because it's like, who fucking cares? We're losing our motivation. I don't even like you. I don't even like the place we live. Like,
just a horrible environment.
So here are my tips. Don't do what I did and shove it all under the rug for months and months and months and then have a friend explosion, because that is what happened. Like, yeah, the things that she was doing was annoying me, and like I didn't like some of the things that she was doing, but how would she know that I didn't like them? Because I never told her. I just would get more annoyed and then, leave something out to piss her off, and then she would do something to me to piss me off, and whatever. Yeah. Again, I know I already said this. Nothing is obvious. People come from different living environments, and people grow up differently. And you just need to communicate your expectations of like a living environment and everything like that, because another thing, pick your battles. There's no need to be fighting over stupid shit. If something is really bothering you and you find something incredibly disrespectful, it's angry, it's upsetting, it's justifiable to be mad at, have that conversation. But if they left the milk out when they went to work 2 days this week, do you really need to have a blowout fight with them about it? Or are you just angry at something else? Do you know what I mean? And again, obvious. But for tips on roommates, so I did not like her because of like her personality or anything. I think we just weren't able to live together.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever, oh, I don't like her. It's just like your living styles weren't compatible.
Yeah, and we are still friends now. We didn't talk for like a year. Well, the pandemic happened, but we didn't talk for like a year after we no longer lived together. And then like a year later, we were like, what the fuck's going on? I miss you. Like, I miss my friend. And so we kind of rekindled our friendship, and it really showed me that like you can't live with just anyone that you like. You really can't.
Yeah.
But for tips, because I'm assuming if you don't get along with this roommate, it probably is like personality clashing and stuff. Yeah. My advice is, no matter how hard you want to be petty, don't do it, because it never works out in the long run.
Yeah, and
I've been a petty roommate so many times
too. Like,
does not work out. Focus on you. Focus on your shit and your environment. So like when you're cooking, you know damn well it's going to be a clean kitchen, because you're going to clean it up, and you know that your room is clean, and you know that you aren't loud, and you know that you're polite. Like, keep your wits about you, and it really is just one of those experiences that makes you so much stronger. Like, living in a tense environment like that, where there was like, you know, people weren't getting along, and like people were talking behind each other's backs, and like living in that kind of environment, I think, builds character. Remember that this is hopefully not forever. You will get your own space someday. And yeah, just, it's hard because there's not really much that you can do besides communicate. And sometimes when you're in those situations, communicating won't help. Like, I look back on my roommate situation, and had I been communicating from the start, I think it would have worked a lot better. But by the time we got like 4 or 5 months into living together, and I still had never brought up anything, like at that point, if we sat down to have a conversation, I'd be like, well, you really fucking pissed me off 4 weeks ago. And then it's like, they feel attacked. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Okay, well, that was 4 weeks ago. Why didn't you say something then? Yeah, I think that's the thing too. Like, I think it genuinely does, especially with roommates, come back to communication. Like, me and my roommate just moved in together, and we were talking about this today.
And you were friends before.
And we were friends before. Like, we've like became friends in like September and moved in January or February. Like, moved in on reading week, so it wasn't even that long ago. But the thing is, like, we've never had a fight, even as friends. And it's like, everyone's always like asking, like, people ask her about that all the time. Like, why didn't you guys fight? Like, how come you guys get along so well? And it's like, we just talk.
You guys are very blunt communicators.
We're very blunt, and that's why it works. Like, we both know how each other how we communicate with each other. So it's like, I just know if like we were like pissing each other off, it would be like kind of a joke, but we would take it seriously. Like, I'd be like, yeah, you didn't do the dishes again. What's that about? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, well, I'll just do them or something like that. We don't fight about the dishes though. I don't know. We honestly, I have no complaints about my roommates, so that's why I'm just not qualified to answer this question.
I know. Yeah. But that's the thing. You can't live with everyone. Like, we considered living together for a day.
No offense, Lauren.
I could never live with you.
No, we could never live together. And it's like, it's just understanding. Like, before moving in with someone, I feel like it's understanding.
That was a mature decision of us to decide not to live together.
That was mature. Because it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense, but
it just wouldn't work.
We're not compatible in those ways. Like, I feel like it just would be really...
Just because we're compatible as friends and compatible as podcast hosts doesn't mean that we would have been able to live together, because I love you and I hang out with you all the time, and you're my favorite person to hang out with. But if I like fucking lived with you, dude,
I do like going home.
I love leaving your house.
I do like going home at the end of the day, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's just like
whereas Brianna, totally compatible to live with her. Like,
no, 100%.
I love going home to Brianna. Like, 100%. I love. She sounds like she's like my wife. Like, no, like, I just mean like, it's like I get to go home and my best friend's there.
Yeah, no,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Like, it's just like, oh, like, it's
that's what a roommate should be.
Yeah. So there shouldn't be tension. There shouldn't be. Just got to be open with it. Just got to be cool about it.
Even if you think that like communicating with them is going to be really awkward and you're dreading it, give it a try.
You'll feel way better.
Give it a try. At least you can say you tried.
Yeah, because also it would suck to not try and then be like, you know, like, oh, fuck, like this whole thing sucks and I didn't do anything about it.
I feel for you though. Living in a like apartment or a small space that you share with someone and you're not getting along is really hard on someone's mental health and affects your space. So write it in if you need more advice or message
any,
us.
Specific tips.
Situations that you want to talk about, or if you're like, I don't know how to talk to them, let us know. We'll draft something up for you.
We'll figure it out. Okay. This one's an interesting one. This is our final question of the episode.
Kudos if you stayed this long.
And here it is. OMG. So I've been going on dates with this guy. Oh, I do want to say before I read this, we got this question right after we posted the episode where we talked about boundaries again.
Okay.
And we were like defining, I think it was my breakup episode, and we were talking about, we were defining like situationships, dating, hookups, that kind of thing.
As you can tell, we're a little backed up on the questions.
OMG. So I've been going on dates with this guy on and off for 2 years. Keep in mind, we were friends first, so a lot of history. And we actually went on a date this Valentine's Day after not talking over COVID. Interesting to rekindle it on Valentine's Day, but for single people, I feel like Valentine's Day means something else.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. We're going on another date this Saturday. Thank you.
Sorry, I had to tuck in Maddie's pocket.
We're going on another date this Saturday, but have never hooked up, not even kissed. Does this mean we're dating?
No,
From
baby.
last steps, I'm starting to think it's better to hook up first and then go on dates because now it's hard to break the barrier. You guys, but from what we defined it, low key, yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not over 2 years.
I know, like this.
That's
this
your sugar
is-
baby. You're a sugar baby.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Went on a date.
what
we
you're
don't know
saying,
who's paying them.
technically from our logic, yeah, you're correct. Like you would pass the test. I'd give you an A. But over 2 years, I feel like you can't let anything go on undefined for 2 years like that, you know?
Yeah.
Taking you out to dates, talking, and then like not even
on Valentine's
on
Day.
Valentine's Day. Up until that point, I would have said like, yeah, no, you're just friends, like just chilling. But Valentine's, what's the motive here? I don't understand.
What's the motive?
Why
What's
aren't you
the-
guys? What are they gaining from it? Not that you need to do something sexual with someone for them to gain something from it, but it's like,
it kind of just sounds like you're friends.
It sounds like you're just
if you've never
friends.
kissed, I feel like you're just friends.
does it say anything about flirting? I can't remember.
Just been going on dates with this guy.
Is it like, do you want to go on a date, or is he like, do you want to grab dinner? You know?
I don't know, but a date this Valentine's Day, I feel like that's a date.
That's a date.
You know what I mean? Like that's a date, but they've never kissed. So I don't know.
Man.
That one honestly does have me stumped. I'm not really sure what I would define you guys as.
Are they from the same city as you? Maybe they.
I think they are.
Okay.
I think. Because they've been going on dates on and off. I'm starting to think it's better to hook up first and then go on dates because it's hard to break the barrier. I don't know if it's better.
No.
I just think maybe if you're dating, kiss.
Have you ever
Have a
tried to
little
go in for the kiss?
Yes. Like I'm wondering I feel like this question, I have too many questions to put together an answer.
Yeah, because, they probably do too.
Yeah, I mean, fair. It's fair.
I think that unless you really like this person, you really want to be with them, I wouldn't sweat this because
No, that's the
I
thing.
think that they don't know what they want either.
You guys are just vibing.
They're just vibing. And
You're
like,
not
it's also
dating,
like,
you're vibing.
I would be low-key offended. Like, it's been 2 years of dates and you still don't know if you want to bone me or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
But it's like, does this person even want to bone them? You know? Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm not totally sure on the context of this question.
I think that if you've been going on dates and they've never made any kind of like a move on you or anything like that, then I think that you are friends who like casually date. Like,
yeah.
oh, he's my friend. Like,
Oh,
we've
we're-
gone on a couple dates, but you know, it's just like, it's chill.
We'll hang out on Valentine's Day. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a very chill,
Very casual,
Very-
very chill relationship.
very casual dating.
Very, very, very casual dating.
But-
the most casual dating I
most
think I've ever
casually-
seen.
Yeah. You hang out sometimes.
That's a tricky sitch. Unless this person is like your end all be all, you really just kind of got to put them in your back pocket and like take what you get. Like, oh, I'm going on a date with whatever tonight. Like, nice. You know, don't overthink it because I don't think this situation has any depth behind it. I know it sounds like there probably is. Like, of course there is. They've been going on dates for 2 years. There has to be something behind it. I don't know if there is.
No, it seems weird to me. And also, you're asking, does this mean we're dating? I mean,
by our definitions,
I'm wondering,
like, yeah.
I'm wondering if you're, I'm wondering if you're trying to label it. You know, like, do you want to be dating? You know, I don't know. I feel like I just want more context to this question.
Maybe our
you should
parting
DM
words.
us.
Yeah, DM us. Maybe our parting words will be don't worry too hard about defining it. I know we talked a lot about defining it in our other episode, but we love to go against what we say. But in this situation, I would say don't overthink trying to define it. Like, are we hooking up? Are we dating? Are we friends? Are we whatever? Here's the thing. I'll define it for you. Your friends, you very casually date. If they ask you on a date, you go if you can. You never cancel plans to go out on a date with them. And you just see what happens. And don't make a move like I just said, because I don't know these vibes, but I think you just kind of have to take it at face value.
Take it at face value. And also, if you really want to know, communicate. Just ask.
Once again.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Your minor's not communication, is it?
No. I have a certificate in marketing.
My minor is communication. So I'll talk all day. Properly.
We can chat.
Just kidding. The amount of times I fuck up my words on here and say the complete wrong thing.
It makes us relatable.
They're going to take back my communications minor.
It makes us relatable. No, I have no idea how I passed public speaking.
You were good at public speaking. That's where we met.
That is where we met.
Which we've said a million times, but
I'm just checking to see if we have any more questions, and that was
it.
That is it for today. We have some broad ones, but I think we said at the beginning we're gonna go back. We're gonna do a few, like, some of these deserve episodes. You know what I mean? Like,
someone was asking us about Kim and Kanye, which I do want to talk about on the pop culture roundup.
That's a whole bonus episode for you.
Which I know people are tired of hearing about the Kim and Kanye. We're not so much going to be like reporting like this is what happened and this is what I think it's more so going to be like our opinions on the situation, because I have a lot of
We have a question about a good Tinder profile. I feel like we might have even answered that.
We asked Jada, but the question section we ended up taking out because the interview was too long.
Right.
There's actually a couple questions that we asked Jada that we do need to revisit.
And lastly, we have some questions about toxic relationships that will probably get its own little story time.
Yeah. If your question never gets answered, it's probably because we took it and made it an episode.
Yeah, like you just inspire us.
Which means that you're a producer, a co-signer, and a writer.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No legal rights to that, though. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
You'll be hearing from Barry if you try. It's our lawyer. Well, I think that wraps up this week's episode of the Weekend Roundup. Kind of a more chill episode this week. We had a busy week, obviously, with the Jada shit coming out. We've been busy, so we just thought we'd chill and talk with you guys. We have a very chaotic, angry story time coming out next week. I will preface it by saying, if you're still here listening to this, you're a real one.
You're getting a little exclusive.
An inside. Next week, we're going to have a story time about this guy, and it happened, and then we
recorded within like 12 hours.
12 hours
of the whole thing happening.
It's raw, guys. It's fresh. We're still drunk. We have a lot of opinions. Just be ready that next week is going to be harsh.
Yeah.
That's why we tried to make this week a little more chill.
Yeah, we were like, we should probably relax and just have a breather week.
Next week there's a lot of anger coming your way, so be prepared.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Should be entertaining.
Well, make sure that you follow us, subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you're listening. Submit any questions, advice, feedback you have to our Google forum.
Rate and review. That helps us out so much.
Turn the
bell button on YouTube.
Bell button. And you can follow us on Instagram at The Weekend Roundup.
Yeah, we're trying to hit, I'm just going to say this right on the pod.
Yeah.
We're trying to hit 2K.
We're trying to hit 2K.
By April 25th.
We would like to hit 2K before the 1 year.
Tell your friends.
Maybe drop a comment on our YouTube video if you feel like it. Maybe give your advice to some of the questions.
Give your advice to some of the questions. I think that's such a fun idea.
Mm-hmm.
Comment your advice.
We are not the end all be all of advice.
We have no idea what you're talking about. And it doesn't even matter if you know what you're talking about. Just throw it in there.
Well, it has been lovely talking with you all this Sunday. We will see you back here next Sunday. And I guess that's it from us.
Talk soon.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Weekend Roundup. Be sure to like, subscribe, and press the bell button. Talk soon.